Let's try that again. Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's great. Hello.
Awesome. Fantastic. Hang on one second here. I am not actually certain what happened, but I'm glad we got it. Thank you for alerting us to that. So I will start over again this evening. It is now 8:04, and I'd like to call this meeting to order of ANC 2C and our December 9th community meeting. We do have four commissioners present this evening, so we do have quorum, and I'd like our commissioners to introduce ourselves. I'll be starting to my right.
I'm Nancy Groth. I'm Commissioner of 2C02, the SOMA South of Mass Ave neighborhood, Scott Circle, Thomas Circle, and K Street.
And I'm Michael Schenkel, Commissioner for 2C01 and the chair of 2C. And I am Penn Quarter, Chinatown.
And I am Thomas Lee.
You have to start.
And I'm Thomas Lee, Commissioner for 2C03, which is Penn Quarter and the National Mall.
And I am Jim Swart. I'm 2C04, City Center, downtown, and a portion of Chinatown. And I'm vice chair.
Awesome. Thank you all so very much for being here this evening. Just a reminder for folks that if you are online, please use the raise hand button. We're happy to call on folks during our meeting this evening for comment and input. But we would like for you to raise your hand and be acknowledged by the chair prior to doing so, prior to speaking. Our agenda this evening will work as follows. We will have a series of presentations followed by brief discussions and voting by the commission if needed on matters. This is our order of business, and this is an official meeting. So please bear with us. We do attempt to monitor chats during the meeting, but I do not guarantee that will happen as we move through tonight's agenda. But we do respond to text or chat messages afterwards as well. So thank you all for being here this evening. We have a pretty full agenda, and I'd like to acknowledge Commissioner Groth, who would like to start our meeting off.
I would just like for us to take a moment to acknowledge that the National Guard shootings took place within Commission 2C and within my SMD 2C02. For the record, those are the third, fourth, and fifth shootings in my district since being under my watch. So if we could take just a quick moment of silence, please, for Army Specialist Sarah Bergstrom, who passed away from the effects of the shootings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Groth, for that. Tonight's agenda can be found online at anc2c.us. If you like a copy of that agenda, I also have agenda copies in the back of the room tonight for folks. I will, oops, attempt. I always attempt this and I always regret it. I will attempt to show the agenda this evening online with us here. Just give me 1 second. Oh my. Yeah, I'm in an incognito browser.
Well, while you pull that up, could I put a motion on the floor to move to accept the agenda with the exception that the final number 5 under zoning changes be tabled because the parties are not ready.
Got it. I will table that. We will table that for
When we get to it.
when we get to that process. Absolutely. There is another change as well to the agenda this evening. And that is related to the addition in that section, basically replacing that particular presentation is 608, 624 I Street. They have a DDOT permit, which is coming up on Monday. That will be before DDOT. And we must respond to that plan. So we've added the I Street residential development to the agenda. Additionally, I don't believe that we've done this at our last meeting, which I forgot. But I would like to add, oh, is this the wrong change? Oh, I would like to add under local events that impact the community, I would like to also add the Chinatown the Chinese New Year's parade and festival for their parade permit. Are there any other additions or corrections to the agenda? I can pull it up here. This is where I can get it. Sorry. So we do have a motion on the floor to approve the agenda as amended.
Yes.
Is there a second?
I second.
It is seconded by Commissioner Swart. All those in favor? Raise your hand. Aye. Okay. So 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. We have several minutes to approve. Thank you, Commissioner Groth, for reviewing those minutes and sending out the updated versions of them. We will be approving both the October and November minutes. Commissioners, have you had the opportunity to review those?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
And this is for both of them, correct?
Yes.
At the same-
Yes.
I second.
So the motion was made by Commissioner Swart, seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor? So 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. Those minutes will be approved and added to the website. Our treasurer's report.
We started from our last meeting, we ended up with we started off the month with a balance of $63,506. And we received 2 disbursements from the city of $2,271 each on November 7th. So that brings us today to a balance of $68,048.
Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I move to accept the treasurer's report.
The motion is on the floor to accept the treasurer's report by Commissioner Groth. I will second that. All those in favor? So 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. Okay. We have 2 administrative items, which I'm not sure if we've done much work on those, the website refresh or admin support.
Perhaps someone else could take up this project. Perhaps someone else who doesn't have as many other administrative things to do for the commission.
Well, we will discuss that and we will figure that out. And we're looking for a web designer to help us update our website. And we are looking for administrative support to provide up to 20 hours of administrative support to the commission on a monthly basis. And we're happy to distribute the job descriptions to anybody who's interested in those. We will move forward with community announcements. We have first up MPD 2. And I believe we have, yes, please. If we have Captain Hamlin here with us this evening. Thank you.
Yeah, just checking. Everybody hear me?
Yes, I believe so.
So just really quickly, I'm not going to go into a lot of depth on the crime, but we are at a 26% reduction for violent crime. We're at an 8% reduction for property crime, 8% overall reduction. So we're struggling still with our theft from autos. It was thefts earlier in the year. We've gotten some control of that. We are in the negative, but it's still an uphill battle, as everybody knows, especially around the holidays. So that is something we're still combating. We've been effective in it thus far, and we're going to continue that into the new year. So our theft from autos are a little bit more challenging just because they kind of happen everywhere. There's no real pattern to them. So we just remind everybody to not leave things in their car, anything at all. Don't leave anything in the vehicle. And when you have friends or company come over, remind them not to leave anything in the vehicle as well. But other than that, we're looking forward to the new year coming up. We're just trying to maintain that negative we have right now. So, and Nancy, thank you for just bringing up and acknowledging the National Guard that lost their life. That was a very traumatic, a very traumatic event to a lot of the MPD units that responded. But a lot of agencies responded to assist, like Park and Secret Service. And thanks goes out to all of them as well. But that's all I have. So I'll be here. Of course, you have my email. If anybody has any questions, feel free to email me. Unless anybody has any questions, that's it.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you being here. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Captain Hamlin?
I have two questions. Welcome, Captain Hamlin. It's great to see you in person.
Yes.
The best. The best. We know it's not possible very often. My first question is literally on my way over here about 4:45 at the Quincy Hotel at 1823 L Street. There was an animal rights protest that was among the loudest protests I've ever experienced in Washington, D.C., and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
I went in and encouraged the general manager to call the police because the sheer decibel level, you could literally hear it 3 blocks away.
Okay, that's pretty loud.
Yeah, it was very loud. They had not just amplified, but they had the big the horn things like they do at soccer games and all the things. What are businesses to do when beset by something that did not seem to be within the bounds of free speech?
So you gave the manager the right advice. Is first, just call us, let us deal with it. In a lot of cases, we already kind of know that it's going on.
Yes.
And we do monitor. We'll monitor them from a distance. The noise at night law doesn't really take effect until 10 o'clock at night. So until that time, it's kind of hard for MPD to really address any noise violations per se. And then you have to get into decimal readers, but that's a whole nother ballgame.
Right.
Yeah. So, but you did the right thing. Just call us and let us go over there. We'll usually make contact with the person running the event, find out why they're there, how long they're going to be there. And then if we need to put some units there for safety, we'll do that as well.
Yeah, they were actually protesting the corporate owner of the hotel.
Okay.
For their purchases of eggs from sources that they consider to be complicit in animal cruelty. But the actual hotel has no restaurant, buys no eggs. And so the poor general manager was flabbergasted. Why are you even here?
Yeah, I can't say that the demonstrations always make sense, but What does make sense, like the advice you gave is just call us, kind of let us look into it and see what it really is. So.
My other question was going back to protecting the National Guard, who we all hope will be able to go home to their families quite soon, as soon as possible. A number of us in my neighborhood have seen a guardsman with an MPD officer. So it'd be 3 or 4 guards members and an MPD officer. Is that now the staffing?
No, so what'll happen is, so I've noticed that the number of National Guards that work together has gotten larger.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is, as MPD officers, is where we know where they're stationed at and where they're moving around in. So what we're doing is we're going to those places and saying hello and spending a little bit of time with them, trying to get to know where they are, where they're going to be. And we're trying to spend a little more time in those spaces, but of course, we still have the rest of the district to pay attention to. So,
of course, I don't want you all's staffing to be altered, but I also don't. As a citizen, I feel comforted by the fact that someone with police powers who knows the city and is wearing a body camera is on site for whatever interactions happen.
Yeah, and we've been we're very careful in that because, like you said, like we don't want to ignore the rest of the district.
Yeah.
So it's a fine balance. We do have, every officer has a little bit of downtime throughout the day to stop at different stores and restaurants to visit and say hello. And that's we're using some of that time to visit the National Guard post and spend a little bit of time with them. So it really isn't impacting our ability to monitor what's going on in the district.
Thank you very much. And thank you for being here.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I just have one point of clarification if I'm, I know that Commissioner spoke about a business that was overwhelmed by the noise and that sort of thing. But in my ANC, we do have a good number of residential areas as well.
Right.
And there's one residential area where I've heard from the people that they have complaints related to the protest noise that's going on, even though they may identify with the protest and feel somewhat associated with it, but they do not feel comfortable with the amazing amount of noise that there is. And they've basically gone into 311 to make that complaint and have gotten nowhere with it. Is there a suggestion that they call 911 and?
It really is not going to matter if they call 311 or 911. It'll still come to us.
Oh, it does? Okay.
There's a good chance that we already know that it's going on because a lot of these protests are done through SOD, which is our Special Operations Division.
Okay.
And they monitor a lot of these protests. We know that they definitely get loud. There's no question about that. And we'll normally monitor them from a distance. We will put units in place on them if we need to for safety. Like if there's a unit, if we need a unit for traffic or to block one lane, then we'll do that. But they need permits for that as well.
Right.
And this is where the noise at night law comes in at 10 o'clock. We can start making arrests for noise at night. But when there's a protest going on, that law becomes a little bit more complicated. So it's something we have to take very seriously. It's something that we monitor all day because they occur at all times of the day in all different parts of the city. And then, as 2D might have 2 or 3 going on at one time. Occasionally that does happen. And SOD usually provides us a lot of support with that. But we do monitor them. But I always suggest, like, if you're not sure, call, 311 or 911 and just say, hey, there's a protest that's kind of loud at this location. And they'll put it on our board, but there's a good chance we already know that it's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yep, you're
Thanks
welcome.
for being here.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Yep. Good to see you.
Before I let you go, I just want to ask a question here. Is anybody from MPD 1 on with us this evening?
Yep.
Oh, good. There you are, Ken. Okay, perfect. I had a question specific to 1, but I wanted to make sure that I got an answer or got a an answer for it, but thank you very much,
You're
Captain
very
Hamlin.
welcome. Yep.
And maybe you'll chime in. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it's all yours, Renee, all yours.
Good. So thank you very much, Captain Herbach, for being here.
Yep, my pleasure. Good evening, everybody. Apologize for being a little bit late. I'm Captain Herbenak of the Sector 1 captain that includes PSAs 101, 102, and 103, and that's parts of ANC 2C, including in PSA 101. I'll start out with our crime stats real briefly. Total crime as compared to this time last year, we're seeing a pretty significant decrease. Our violent crimes have gone down from 51, total crimes rather have gone down from 51 to 35, and our property crimes specifically have gone down from 49 to 33. We're seeing the biggest decrease in our theft from autos. We saw about a 50% decrease in theft from autos, and motor vehicle theft likewise has also seen about a 50% decrease in the last 30 days compared to 2024. So we're really happy about that. We did have one robbery that occurred, and that case is still open and pending some investigation. I'll talk a little bit about our Christmas time, holiday time deployment. We do have a lot of additional, you may have noticed a lot of additional resources down at the downtown bid holiday market. We have our special operations division there. 1D units are there as well. We also have some units in Mount Vernon Triangle area and additional units in Chinatown and Penn Quarter. And that's just to make sure those events kind of go smoothly, and that we make sure that we have lots of resources in those areas so those holiday markets are well taken care of. That's really all I have. We're going to continue to kind of work on our theft from autos and get those down more in our motor vehicle theft. But I always like to plug the reminder that please, especially your holiday shopping, not to leave expensive items, stuff like that, inside your vehicle. If you leave it parked, kind of put it in your trunk or someplace that people can't see. And also just a shout out to any of the apartment buildings. We have seen a couple of those mail rooms that packages have been left out at and packages have been stolen. So you can talk to your management or your condo board or whomever manages your building to kind of make sure those mail rooms are secured and the packages are secured. Every once in a while, we will see a mailroom hit with a couple packages stolen by people. I would say a vast majority of those times, they are people from outside the building. So also just to keep in mind, not letting people into the building unless they live there, because people do kind of piggyback on people coming into the building. So just something I saw recently, not by any means a huge increase, but we see that every holiday season. And I'd be happy to answer your 1D specific question.
Terrific. Thank you. We have had a number of complaints from residents within the Gallery Place area, 777 in particular, related to the drummers, the drumming band that has emerged there and set up shop kind of under the Dragon, I believe.
Okay.
And they have asked them to turn it down, to stop drumming, to move to another location. But it is incredibly loud, and it can be heard well over even into 9th Street, 9th and G, easily. And it is really disruptive to hear a drummer drumming for 4 to 5 hours at a time. So I just wanted to put that on your radar.
Absolutely. And what we can do is I'll have my Lieutenant Tutt. She's the PSA lieutenant. I'll have her check on that. Certainly anything after 10:30, we're able to stop that. That would be disturbing people in their residence. Before that, it's a little bit tricky, especially if it's on public property, but that's definitely something we can look into. I'll have Lieutenant Tutt send some officers out there, identify when exactly that's happening, and see if there's something we can work with, and even something that maybe we can suggest different locations for those people.
That would be excellent. I really appreciate that. And I know that I see that some folks are dropping some stuff in the chat, some links of the drummers, et cetera, that are happening. So that just want to make you aware of that. And
We have a
the
question.
Lucas in his room.
Just to add, if it is happening after 10:30, especially, please call 911. And
Yes.
case officers haven't seen it, so that we can address that. 10:30 is when the noise at night disorderly statute takes effect.
That's great. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And Lucas wants to, from the bed, is chiming in here.
No, I'm just
Sure.
curious what I've seen them perform, and they're awesome. And it really does have great energy. I understand people live above that. Is there something that we could discuss? Maybe that we could talk to them and say, hey, if you do X, Y, and Z, you could still perform here. And I get it. I understand people live above, and just wanted to see if there's a median that we could find, because it really has brought really nice energy, good crowds. People are enjoying it. And I think right now we need a lot of that. So just my thought.
Yeah.
Could they move down one block to F and 7? There aren't
You
any
need to be on
residents
mic.
there. By the metro station?
You need to be on microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
You should be on mic.
Yeah.
They're just
We will yeah.
Yeah, it's
um,
not really,
we-
it's not plugged into anything.
We will I don't know if there's a mediation
Yeah.
with a drum or a drumming group.
Yeah, I get it.
I
I was just curious
yeah.
if there was something,
yes.
Okay.
Even the hours that they do it, the timing they do it is problematic as people are trying to do homework, go to bed,
Yeah,
et cetera.
thank
That's the problem.
And just a reminder to everyone, if I may, the Sound Mitigation Act was passed into law. However, budgetary reasons, it hasn't been enacted. So the more people who press the city, press others to budget for that, it will bring much of this under control.
Thank you.
We have a hand up online. Thank you very much for that. A hand up online, Mr. Cohen.
Thank you so much, and thank you for addressing and bringing this issue up. Really appreciate it, Commissioner. Just to add a little bit of context, given that love the idea of some kind of mitigation alternatives to help the drummers find a new home. The issue, big picture here, is that G Street alleyway right there under the Dragon, like you said, that's a real magnet for buskers because of its unique properties. It's right in front of the arena, crowds gather there, but the other unique property is that it funnels noise right up into our windows, shakes our walls. And the current process, yes, our current issue is with these drummers, but the issue, big picture, is that space. We are uniquely vulnerable because of that space, because those buskers take advantage of that area. So the current process, and MPD was just talking about decibel limits and how it's a whole nother issue. The DOB noise complaint form. The buskers who go to this area are very familiar with the noise issue and the noise regulations. DOB has regular hours. These folks start performing after those regular business hours. And so it is nearly impossible to get an inspector, those limited sets of people with the registered decibel readers, to get there day of. They obviously aren't publishing a performance schedule, right? So it is very difficult for us to get an inspector there on time. It took me 2 years of submitting noise complaints for a previous busker to get any kind of action, and that then has been replaced by a new one. So what I'm looking for, what I'm hoping for that we can all work together on is some alternative reporting solution where we can get somebody on call who can be there day of to really measure these before it's too late, so we don't get stuck in this repeated going in circles. We absolutely, living in Chinatown, expect noise, expect events, expect traffic crowds before and after games, but this is really unique, and those evening hours are just totally unacceptable and unlivable for us. So I'm really hoping we can talk through some kind of additional contact at DOB, some way to get MPD to coordinate with them to get somebody on site while it's happening to actually get that process going. Thank you so much.
Yes, I appreciate your comments. I know that DOB has always been a challenge to get them out there during after hours when all of this is happening, and very frustrating. I acknowledge that very much. So I agree with you. We need to work together on this. Well, I'll take one more question related to this, and we'll move forward, and that's related to Howard Marks.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Schenkel, for taking up this very important issue. I just wanted to make a couple of comments. The first is that it's just not the residents, the 196 residents at the Gallery Place, 300 units that are affected, but also Clyde's. Also, Monumental has spent a small fortune in putting in upscale dining, which includes a restaurant at the on the G Street alley there at the also facing where the buskers are. My recommendation to you, Commissioner Schenkel, is to develop some sort of like all the stakeholders, not just the residents of Gallery Place. This is not our,
No.
this is not our issue. It's a neighborhood issue. I understand later tonight you'll be talking about a redevelopment plan for Chinatown. I don't see how Chinatown can be redeveloped when you have this kind of like harassment going on. Harassment not just for the residents of Gallery Place, but for Clyde's, which is an anchor restaurant, an icon for our neighborhood. Plus what all the money that Ted Leonsis has been pouring into upscale dining. We need to get together as a group and have a united front to shut down these people. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Um,
just to add, I know there's more comments, but
Yeah.
specifically to Mr. Cohen, if you could please email me. I know there's talk about getting everybody together. I dropped my email in the chat. I can kind of keep everybody updated. Like I said, I'll have Lieutenant Tutt look into this, and it isn't going to fall solely on an MPD response. It's going to have to be, of course, the DC government, especially given the disorderly statute. But again, it's things we can work on, offline. And whoever dropped the video, that's great. Thank you for dropping that video. I'm going to include that in my email to have Lieutenant Tutt follow up with as well.
awesome. Sure. Go ahead, Captain.
Hey, yeah, this is Captain Hamill again. I just wanted to, and Herbernack probably heard about this too, but we're speaking about garages. In two other districts, two garages got hit by thieves. They broke into the garages and they broke into like 20 cars in the garages. So I say this to kind of just tell everybody, like, even though your car's in a garage, it still isn't extremely safe and people can still gain access. So even if you're parked in a garage, please don't leave valuables in the vehicle. Take everything with you. Don't leave it in there. Don't take the garage for granted. There is security there, so you're safer than maybe on the street, but people could still gain access to those spaces. So just be careful there as well.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And thank you, Captain Harback. I appreciate your update this evening. Thank you. Do we have anybody from WMATA with us this evening?
Yes, Lieutenant Barger here on the line.
Hey, you're online. All right.
Yes, sorry, I'm from home today because I'm actually on leave today, but I missed last month. I was out of the state, so I wanted to make sure I popped in and gave you all a little update.
Sure, please.
So this time of year, historically, we have a lot of robberies. We are down in robberies, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. So the only incident that we've had recently at the Gallery Place station, in fact, started on a train a little bit further south, and it ended at the Gallery Place station. So part of our end of the year robbery plan is that we have increased our presence on the trains, specifically between Anacostia and Georgia Avenue, which obviously runs through through the ANC. So that is we're also continuing to do our fare evasion at the gates. And we do have overtime MPD officers at Gallery Place as well. So far it seems to be working. Like I said, we're having a historically low year on crime, which is fantastic. And we're just going to keep plugging away at it. And I can answer any questions if anybody has anything for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here and giving us an update. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Are there any questions online? Great. Thank you so much for the update. We appreciate you. And thank you for being here.
Hopefully I'll be able to be back in person next month.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you. We'll now move forward with the Office of the Mayors, the Ward 2 Mayor's Liaison. Is someone from the Mayor's office on? I see hi on, but I don't see a microphone working. We will come back to you in a second.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, there you go. There we go. We gotcha.
Awesome. I hope you all are doing well. I know it's been a while. Adriana is out of office, so I'm just filling in her for this evening, and I'll try to roll through this fairly quickly. We're hoping that you all kick off the new year with us by participating in the 12th annual Fit DC Fresh Start 5K. That's going to take place on Thursday, January 1st, 2026 at 11 a.m. There has been a location change from Freedom Plaza. It will now take place at the Frederick Douglass Memorial Bridge. Registration will be available on site as well for those that are interested. And again, I hope you all will be able to join us. I'll drop that information as well as the rest of these updates in the chat. EdFest is the district's annual public school fair where families can learn more about school options for the upcoming year. The next event will take place this Saturday, December 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for those entering pre-K 3 through 8th grade. And that's going to take place at Kraken Courts and Skates. On earlier this week or last week, I should say, the mayor and DPR announced that applications are now open for the district's Rec for All community grants, the Bowser administration initiative that supports programs, activities, and events for district youth. The grant helps community-based organizations engage youth ages 6 through 18. And this year, all grants are going to be open and available. That deadline is going to be December 19th at 4 p.m. Also, the Mayor's Office and Office of Volunteerism and Partnerships, also known as Serve DC, invites all residents to sign up now for the Snow Team Heroes, which is a citywide volunteer program that pairs community members with neighbors who need help clearing their sidewalks throughout the snowfall. So if that is something of interest, we look forward to you all signing up. And then also fiscal year 26 robust retail grant program. It opened up earlier this month. And the retail grant program is administered by the Department of Small and Local Businesses Development, where they provide financial assistance to DC-based brick and mortar retail businesses. That application will be open, or that process will be open until January 20th, 2026, and the deadline will be at 5 p.m. And also tomorrow, DGS will host this quarterly town hall meeting virtually at 6 p.m. I will drop that link for those that are interested in attending that meeting. And to wrap things off on Thursday, there will be a Ward 1 and Ward 2 construction meeting at 6 p.m. So if you're interested in learning about the different projects that are taking place throughout Ward 2, specifically being touched by DGS, I encourage you all to join that. And I'll go ahead and leave it at that for now.
Thank you so very much for being with us this evening and filling in or returning. Commissioners, do you have questions for the mayor's office? Are there any questions for community members? All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you being here and giving your update.
Thank you for having me, and I'll drop that information in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will now move forward with Ward 2 council members, Pinto's office.
Hi, everybody.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
All right, I'm going to share my screen now, if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, you are on.
Okay, wonderful. Good to all. Good evening, everybody. I'm Dia from Councilmember Pinto's office. First, I'd like to say the horrific shooting of the two National Guard troops was a tragedy for the district and for the country. These guards are public servants, and the violence has no place in our country. We are praying for the loved ones of Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, who was killed, and for Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, who is fighting for his life from this attack. I appreciate you guys all noting this as well. We're doing everything that we can on our end to be part of the investigation. On a legislative note, the council member introduced her Prosper DC plan a few weeks ago, which is a follow-up to Secure DC and Peace DC from a few years back. And this includes 23 bills that aim to deliver economic opportunities, positive youth development, and support and attract businesses, and support affordable, accessible, and healthy communities. I won't discuss all 23 bills tonight for time's sake, but I'll go over a few that I think 2C will be interested in. So the Rats Amendment Act will address our prevalent rat problem by upgrading public litter cans to rodent-proof model anytime they're being replaced, asking DPW to evaluate entire blocks, alleys, for rodent container damage when replacing one container on a block, reinstating the trash compactor grant program, and establishing a new grant program for residents for rodent-proof trash sheds to store bins inside of. This is something that Gerard Brown said he thinks could make a bigger difference with our existing plastic cans. The Apprenticeships and Credentials as Pathways to Prosperity Act will further support our young people by establishing an apprenticeship program for industries like healthcare, tech, education, hospitality, and more. The program will provide on-the-job training, job placement, and zero interest forgivable loans. We also introduced the Teen Center Amendment Act, which requires the Department of Parks and Rec to establish 4 teen centers, one in each quadrant, with a youth advisory board to develop programs for youth by youth. And we are hoping to make it easier for special event permits, which can activate our public spaces more often. We're trying to incentivize more use of vacant retail spaces for arts and artists. The individual bills that make up Prosper have been referred to their different communities, and we look forward to having hearings in the near future to hear from residents about these bills. Of course, with this and all legislation is subject to the passage and funding. We are getting quite close to FY27 budget season. And lastly, I want to flag that we are hosting a community office hours event at Cafe Joy on January 14th, and we'd love for you all to be there. All right, and I'm happy to take any questions now.
Terrific. Do you know the status of the Sound Mitigation Act that Councilmember Pinto put forward and I know it did not get funding this year.
December 1st, they were supposed to release the surplus from last year report, though.
And I'm wondering if money has been allocated to that.
So we are looking into it for this coming year as well, and we're cautiously optimistic that it will be allocated throughout.
But with the money being returned from Congress, or a way that we got around the $1 billion that was taken out of our budget, wouldn't that allow funding for this particular act?
We can look into it more closely, but last I checked, we were still in the process of finding the money and then trying to allocate it out. But I will follow up on this and get back to you.
That would be great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Are there, commissioners, do you have questions for Councilmember Pinto's office? Anybody have questions for Councilmember Pinto's office online or in person? Thank you so much, Daya. We appreciate you being here this evening.
Of course, and I'll drop my contact information and some helpful links in the chat as well.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. I am going to take privilege for a second. We have another ANC commissioner who is online with us, who has an ANC meeting this evening that I want to make sure they are able to get to. So I would like to jump forward to the proposal for the downtown dog park.
Yes, thank you so much, Commissioner Schenkel. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes, we can hear you fine. Thank you.
Great. Thank you guys so much for having me. So I'm not going to take up too much time here, but if I can share my screen, I can give you a little bit of idea about where I am thinking about this. And for those of you that don't know who I am Commissioner Ratan Chans. I am the ANC for 6E09, so I actually border you guys. This is already passed in my commission, but if I want to make a good case, I want to get as much public support as I can, which is why I'm coming to all of you about this. So this is Massachusetts. Can you guys see me? Yeah, you can see me. Okay, great. So
yes.
This is Massachusetts Avenue right over here. And that is 4th Street down there. So this would be between 4th and 5th, next to Present Company Public House. There's a little area right over here that has been operating as a quasi dog park for the last 6 years, at least since I've lived in the neighborhood. I did a little bit of research, and this area actually belongs to DDOT. So this is already public land that has kind of just been wasted. 400 mass condos, they have been kind of maintaining it, but they do not really want this area because it is public land, like I said. So the idea I had was, hey, can we make this an official dog park? Because there's not really anything in the area for dogs to run around. And I'm sure you guys have a similar problem. And so what have I done here? So I was thinking about this being part of the dog park. And then if you go back into the alley a little bit, this back part would also be part of the dog park. Now, I know this is a little bit different because this is in front of a lot of major buildings, right? So people might be like, hey, there could be some noise complaints. So I've actually already spoken to this building across the street. They are on board with this dog park idea. 400 Mass, which is this building here, they have also given me the approval. This little area here next to the bar is called, I believe, EHT Traceries. Yeah, this window here. They also actually wrote a letter saying that they support this dog park. And of course, Present Company Public House, they have also said that they support the dog park. So basically every neighboring building, I am waiting on approval from Meridian, which is the building next door. They've given me basically a verbal, but I'm waiting for the official notification. And then also Judiciary House, the spokeswoman also gave her approval, and that would be the park would be right behind them. And so my ask for your ANC is twofold. Number one, if you could encourage DDOT to transfer this land to the Department of Parks and Recreation. And then my second ask is for you guys to then encourage DPR to create a dog park. And I actually just emailed all of you commissioners what ANC 6E passed, and so you could really use that same verbiage. when doing this. But I really think this is something that's been needed in the community for a long time. And I actually, the requirement for a dog park is you need 100 signatures. I'm already at 175. My goal is to get 200 to make it really hard for them to say no, right? So I really would appreciate the support. I think I've done the homework here and talking to everybody I need to. And yeah, happy to take any questions from the public or from the ANC. But thank you again for letting me present.
Just a quick question. How far does that go back? Does
It
go
goes
back to the end of the building?
to right here. Yep,
Oh, it goes back quite far. Okay.
it does.
Yes.
And sorry, one more thing I'm going to say is the Department of Energy, they already did an assessment of the land, and they said that this could be a good area for a dog park. They had no problems with it. I wanted to add that too.
Got it. This is great. And when this was part of ANC 2C, at one point there was significant challenges with this little plot. It did not have a fence around it at the time, and there was lots of dumping on the property. There was an abandoned
Right.
car put there at one point. So this is and the dog park idea is something that residents have been asking for quite some time.
Yes.
As most of the area in 2C is any kind of park is federal, and they do not allow for dog park.
Yes, and sorry, one more thing I'm going to add is that I actually also already spoke to Council Member Charles Allen, and he is also behind this idea as well. So I did want to make that point.
Got it. That's great. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I have a question. In terms of the dog park itself, will it be gravel? Will there be grass? Will there be mixed gravel and grass? And
Ye-
also, go ahead, please.
Oh, and I was going to say, yeah, that's something that usually comes later in the process, so we haven't really gotten to that point yet. My understanding is that there's two types. There's turf, and then there's wood chips. Those are the two options for dog parks in DC right now.
Mhm. Okay, and do you have in mind periods of? I'm assuming this is off leash, and
Yes, it would be.
it would be mixed use for large dogs and small dogs at the same time, that sort of thing, or would it be
Yeah, it would be
sort
for
of
any dog.
separation? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thomas, go ahead.
Hey, it's a good idea. I'm looking at an image of the corner of the building, right by where the blue dumpster is. I'm on Google Maps here.
Yep.
Right. So you just said that you're going to extend the dog park way back into the alleyway. You're going to be right in front of someone's home. I'm looking at some windows off to the side of the building. Will you need permission from the building to extend it that far back?
So this building is 400 mass condos. The board has given their approval for this idea. So yes, and actually I'm pretty sure the window that is directly facing this area is that business EJT Traceries, which sent me a signed letter saying that they want this.
Okay. Okay.
Any other comments or concerns? I would like to move that it's a two-part motion, I think. I would like to move that we send a letter asking DDOT to transfer this plot of land to Parks and Recreation, and then to ask Parks and Recreation to make this a dog park for the neighborhood.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Groth. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. We will get that letter off. Is there a certain contact at DDOT you want me to send this to?
In the letter that I sent to you, we have the name of the person in there already. Yep.
You got it. Thank you so much, Commissioner, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, Commissioner, I do have one quick question before you go. Has there been any interest in setting up park? portion of that as a children's playground?
So, no, there's been no talk of that because Cobb Park is going to have a children's playground, which is just down the road over here, and we'll be opening up with, I believe, in the next month in 3 different phases, is my understanding. So, yeah, Cobb Park is right over here in front of that black building. So yeah, didn't know because of that, we'll have a children's playground. We didn't feel like we needed to do that here.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
I will,
again.
thank you. I'll now jump back to our agenda, jumping back to the DC bid with Eloise and Lucas. Could we have, use the mic? Please. All right, we gotcha. Yes, sir. And you're welcome to take the mic.
Oh,
over
okay,
if you need
awesome.
to. Whatever's easiest for you.
No one's ever given me the mic before, so this works out perfectly.
We can turn it off too.
I mean, I have they call me amplified voice, so usually I'm pretty good.
Here because the camera.
Got it. Okay. All right.
He's doing his presentation.
But Lucas, whatever you do, don't drop the mic.
No. That I'll drop it on Saturday after we break the world record for most kisses under mistletoe. So that'll be my mic drop. Thank you so much for having me, everyone. I hope that my question about trying to find a median did not come off as, obviously our stakeholders are extremely important to the role, my particular role in our organization. My intent was really about like, hey, what can we do to find alternatives that, if these issues will persist, maybe there's a way that we could find a solution that both sides win. So I always like to start around our clean and safe information. I think there's a really good opportunity for our stakeholders and our partners to see the work that our team does and our organization does and really keeping our area clean and safe. Both of those things go hand in hand. You can't have clean without safe and you can't have safe without clean. So I think it's really important to talk about, the things that our team does really when no one's really looking, that improves the memorable experiences that our business owners, residents, and visitors see. We collected over 21,000 pounds of trash bags this past month, which is over 128,000 pounds of trash. That is a lot of trash that is not ending up on our streets. And our work is really endless, right? Stickers right now, with all the stickers that we have going on, usually around political issues, our team removes those pretty regularly. A ton of graffiti. As fast as we put them up, they get put. As fast as we take them down, they get put back up. Our safety team, part of our 2026 Safe Corridors grant, we were able to keep 2 safety personnel in the Chinatown corridor. It's about 360 hours a month of support that they're doing there. Business wellness checks, just making sure that the area is good, being eyes and ears really for our partners and for our organization. As you could tell that we spend a lot of time in the Chinatown corridor with our personnel, almost 1,500 hours a month, really in making sure that the entire corridor is clean and safe, in removing leaves, trash, graffiti, stickers, a lot of outreach to our unhoused population. We have a digital app that allows our teams to every corner has a digital checkpoint. So as our team members pass it, we'll know exactly where they've been, and that's a lot of the work that our team does. Business wellness checks, really a lot of the work that our safety team is really doing on our ground level businesses, just to get an understanding of some of the challenges that they might be dealing with well, whether it's safety or cleanliness, or they need support, and we're able to connect them to some of our agency partners. Here's just some of the basic functions of our team and our organization. It's really about building public-private partnerships. A lot of the maintenance, the cleanliness support that our organization provides, whether we do it or we find someone to do it, or we call in our city partners. I mean, a lot of this work that we do is not just by ourselves. It's really about the partnerships that we have with our entire community, whether it's our stakeholders, but also with our city partners and even our federal partners. Right now it's leaf season, so a lot of the work as you're driving around the area, you'll see a ton of bags with leaves, and that's it's a big issue because they get into the drains, our bike lanes. If it rains, it gets slippery, or snow. Right now, we just finished our second week of the holiday market. There's a lot of issues, right, that are for our stakeholders, that are the challenges, and we really are very thankful for the support that our stakeholders and the leniency that they give us, because it really is a burden on the community, and we understand that, and we take it as a privilege to be able to do the holiday market. We've had tremendous success this year in our second year with our new partners. The economic impact really around the area, not only to our partners in the market. This year we had 3 restaurants from the Chinatown corridor that have participated in the market, but then also the amount of traffic that it's bringing into the area. Last Saturday, we had over 14,000 visitors in one day, on top of the incredible work that the Capitals and the Wizards are doing. So we're driving a lot of foot traffic, but also which equals economic impact for our stakeholders, which is really a lot of the important work that must be done. On Saturday at Anthem Row, if you're around, please register. Registration is closing tomorrow. We've had a very big outreach for our world record attempt for most kisses under the mistletoe. So please come out, participate. We're expecting about 1,700 couples out there, which is a ton of people. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of energy there. We also have the John Cena farewell match on, not to steal your thunder, Christmas, but that's going to be a great event as well, which is going to drive a lot of people. Saturday, if you are in the area, you're going to have an awesome time. There's going to be a lot of energy in the bid. And then this is really the work of our safety team. We've been doing it now 19 months. I think the real impact around the safety team is about the business wellness checks, and really just getting to know the community, building trust, which allows our stakeholders to provide information. So I think that's a big part of our work that we're doing there. And that is it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I have to commend you all with the sticker removal. It is amazing to see how quickly they go up and how fast they come down.
Yes.
I actually saw someone putting up stickers, and within 5 minutes they were coming off. The bid was taking them down. So I was like, this is amazing.
If you get them as they're putting them, it makes it much easier once.
Yes.
Also, this time of a year with the cold weather, a little easier because they don't stick as well.
Yes.
Wheat paste.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, commissioners. Go ahead.
Lucas, what did you say about John Cena?
It's his. It's his farewell match, his last match at the WWE. I think it's the highest grossing match, I think, in the history of WWE. So it's going to have a lot of support. There's on F Street, there'll be a street closure on Saturday for a few hours, how we normally do it for games. And it's going to be a lot of energy.
Okay. Good. Excellent. On the line of, in the same line of events, I remember a few years ago, we used to have the International Horse Show in DC at the arena. Is that something that your office, your organization can help bring that back, or see what we can do to bring that back?
I mean, it's something that we could look into, and I think that anything's possible. I think really our city we need to create experiences, right? That's how you draw people.
Right.
I think what we learned during the pandemic is that people are gravitating towards experiences.
Yeah.
And if we want to look, DC has incredible neighborhoods,
Yeah.
right? So if we want to compete with the other neighborhoods, we have to create an experience that's going to drive people here. So I think ideas like that, if you could email me, if you have any contacts, I would love to reach out to them.
Okay, thank you.
Lucas, I don't have a question per se. I would just like to go on the record for saying that the holiday market is wonderful.
Thank you. I mean, that the work is.
And I've seen you down there, and you've got your nose to the ground.
I help put together things that I would go to. So it makes it easier to enjoy these things because I think that's what we need right now, right? We need to be able to bring people usually music, food, beverages. I mean, that, community. If we have those four elements, I think we could do a lot of great things.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm sorry I had my back to everyone. I was here talking, so I'm very sorry about that.
Thank you so much, Lucas. We appreciate you being here. Unfortunately, we have an issue with our projection here. We are probably going to have to attempt to restart this Zoom, and I want to make sure that people are not lost in this process. If you do happen to get kicked out, I apologize in advance, but we have a little bit of an issue here. I don't think I can get it back. Let me just try one thing here. See if we can do. Oh. I lied.
Yay.
Looks like we are back. Okay.
Yeah, upper right-hand corner.
No, but you mean if I have to use the key.
Try the F11.
Anybody have anything else?
This is why we need admin support. And so Denise Wichter, the general counsel of the Office of ANCs, has reviewed both grants and given her blessing that all of the proposed expenditures are well in line with admissible purposes for grants from advisory neighborhood commissions.
So, folks online who are joining us online, I apologize. We are having a technical issue with our system. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good. You can. Oh, excellent. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm trying to get it restarted now. Please just bear with us for a couple more minutes, and we will see if we can get it back up and running.
I see.
But we are continuing with our agenda at the moment.
So I would like to move that we approve both of these grants to the Thompson Elementary PTO as written and as blessed by the Office of ANCs.
I second that. Or we both second.
Yeah.
We competed in our elementary school.
So, I mean, we already have, we've already allocated the $5,000 in our budget anyway, for anticipating this grant request. Let me ask, the $4,000 for the field trips, are you planning on 4 field trips for this school year?
If our people online, because Michael could give more details, I believe the goal was to provide at least 2 field trips for each grade level. So that was grades K through 5. So that would be, I think, a total of 12 field trips in total. So this like the $5,000 grant would not cover the full cost of the field trips, but it would go a very long way supporting that.
Great. You ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Michael?
Oh, I will vote in favor of that.
For commissioners voting in the affirmative.
Thank you so much. We very much appreciate your support.
Thank
Makes a huge difference for us.
Thank you.
And I look forward to next spring's I got to go last year and it was truly a joy to be in the space of the completed projects. So
It's a huge accomplishment for us.
Yeah, I got a hand in the audience.
I just wanted to make a comment. I'm Janice Farabee, former ANC 2F08 when Thompson was in my single member district. I'm so happy to see the support. So continue the great work that you're doing with the young people.
Thank you.
Yeah, both my daughters attended Thompson and loved it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic school. We're very lucky to have it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, and thanks for your comment.
Michael, can we move on to Lucas for the
Yes.
second line parade?
Please.
Lucas,
We're up.
you're up for the Events DCX crew of Pyros or Pyros? Pyros, second line parade.
Here as a supporter of my friends that are putting on an incredible parade. So Nicole is with Events DC, and then JC is the founder of Club Hyros. So and yeah, we're along for the ride and all the support that event needs.
Awesome.
All right, hi, everybody. I'm Nicole Green. I'm with Events DC. I'm the senior director of corporate marketing and creative production. And every year we partner with the Crew of Pyros, one of our partner organizations, to bring a Mardi Gras ball to the convention center, which is one of the venues in our portfolio. And this year, the Crew of Pyros has decided to add a parade, which is a public facing event. The ball is a private event for a limited
What can we
number
do
of
for
people,
Metropolitan
but
without
with the addition of a parade,
PowerPoint?
we can open it up to the public.
We're doing
and,
Crew of
I'm
Pyros right
providing
now.
The districts in specific.
Okay.
Well, you have to
Gallery Place comments.
Mike, get her.
And if you guys aren't familiar with Events DC, just a little bit of background, we manage and operate the Washington Convention Center as well as Terra First Arena in Southeast. And just to piggyback on Lucas's thunder, we are the ones who brought the John Cena event to that one arena. And I'll let JC talk about Girl Powers.
Greetings, everyone. My name is JC Walker. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been in the area for about 20 years now, and evacuee from New Orleans, you know. So being here, decided to bring the culture. So for the past 10 years, going on 10 years now, the Crew of Powers has been in existence. You know, my dream was to have a Mardi Gras ball and eventually a parade. So here on our 10-year anniversary, finally look like we're partnering with Events DC and other organizations here in the DC area have afforded us to do so. So, you know, a lot of people think about partying and things like that, but naturally our parades back home, you know, it's not only just culture, it's about community, you know, facing our, you know, display of our police department, our leadership, local leadership, things like that, and the community just coming together and being one, right? If not for a date, for the rest of the season, waiting on the next parade. So, so again, we are a nonprofit organization, you know, culturally, you know, New Orleans. Our platform is education, STEM program, and we do scholarships. So, you know, the benefit from the functions that we have for us to do that here in the district, bringing funds.
And Crew of Powers is also headquartered right at 12th and G. So right here in the neighborhood.
Yes.
So we are seeking the commission support in the event that we have proposed to the Mayor's Special Events Task Group with provisional approval. But of course, seeking the ANC.
So you need a letter of support from us to the mayor's special event planning group. Yes, okay.
And just a couple of details about the event. It's on Saturday, January 31st. We plan to start at 10 a.m.
Sorry, 2026. 2026. And it was a typo on the agenda.
Oh, right, yes.
Okay.
No time machine.
Right.
And
what's the route?
It's Saturday, the 31st.
Go see Chinatown. And then,
Yeah,
And
okay.
it mimics the Lunar New Year route, just in
Awesome.
reverse. So we're starting in Chinatown Park.
And this says 11 a.m., so it's 10 a.m.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we're starting at Chinatown Park and heading down I towards 7th, making a left on 7th,
And going up.
a right on G, and
Okay,
then a right on 8th, and then ending at Anthem Road, where
oh, okay.
the parade will disperse, and then we'll have a nice little welcome event. What do you call it?
It's actually a tradition. It's a flag raising, our first flag raising here in DC. So it'll be a historic moment.
Yeah. And that will be celebrated with the community through band and some other little goodies and treats. And would love to have everyone come out as well as have the support for you guys. Sure.
And the ball is that on that evening
Yes.
Same day.
at the convention center.
At the convention center.
How many tickets?
How many tickets?
How much are tickets?
Oh, how much are tickets? $4.50 and with the fees.
So the ball is their fundraiser. So they're a nonprofit.
Right.
They use it to fund all of the activities in the community. So.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And will the anthem row area be redecorated, or will the mistletoe still?
Let's do another mess.
Unfortunately, we're gonna be transitioning at that point, hopefully into our Lunar New Year's anthem that we've done. It will be designed, but we're gonna do food, beverage, live music, just our typical Anthem Road gathering. We'll have some king cake, just it'll be food to the public.
Well, if there are no further questions, you want to move to write the letter?
Second,
All in favor?
Michael.
I will abstain.
Okay, since you didn't hear, okay.
I don't know what just happened.
Three of four commissioners
Right.
in favor, one abstention.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, so we are still in a technical limbo to be able to show Metropolitan's amazing PowerPoint presentation. We could move on if there are other people in the room and hopefully get back to where we can have Pastor Lamar do the PowerPoint. There's an APCA license for VPC Washington DC Pizza. Is Jennifer Gallery by any miracle in the room? No, okay.
So we are,
I'm guessing everybody else is also online.
are we skipping the third local impact?
Right now, we're not able to do it because we need access to the PowerPoint.
So we just focus on go to DC Pizza, Nancy?
Yeah, but
Oh, he's online. He may be online.
Jennifer Gallery is
Is Jennifer Gallery here? No, probably online.
can you tell on
My phone,
on Michael's computer?
oh. There's 27.
I guess you'll see Jennifer Gallery.
Is Jennifer Gallery online? Participants.
Okay.
Okay.
Knock, are you ready?
Okay, well, can we
I
go
don't-
PowerPoint?
I don't think Jennifer Gallery's online.
Can you put you have an HDMI? I have an HDMI. There's an HDMI. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Pull this out of here.
Put it in your computer.
Let's put it in my computer.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Okay. Keep that going.
Don't trip on the cord.
Don't trip on the cord. That's a good thing. Okay. Take this back to my concierge. They stole their
Can we do
mouse.
that later?
Yes, I will do that later.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There's never a dull moment with technology. I will tell you that right now. Oh, sorry. I don't think it will work anyway. There's never a dull moment with technology. Sorry, folks. We're just going to resort to the old-fashioned way of doing this in person. We're going to, I'm going to take the laptop over to the presenters and have them present from the laptop so that they can be heard online. We do have folks that are online that if they're able to present, they can come online and we can do a little juggling here. So I apologize for this. I don't know what happened to the computer, but it did not like something. So we're going to move forward with the next item on our agenda,
Metropolitan.
which is the residences of Metropolitan.
Oh, let me fix that.
And
Will the audience be able to?
yes, they will be able to see. And if you're speaking, you could unmute yourself. Hi, I'm so sorry. It's not going to work.
I've never had
balance of my life.
Oh, no.
You have more connected friends than we do, Pastor Lamar.
Actually, have one this morning.
Would you like to sit here and talk into the microphone? No, you're okay. I'm so sorry
Yeah.
to have to do this.
All right. No, thank you. Thank you.
We'll just continue forward and see where we get.
All righty.
And you're not showing the screen. Why aren't we showing the screen here?
I just advanced like that.
Can I
Oh,
do one thing? I'm so
please.
sorry.
You gonna make it up or you got it?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just need to figure out why the display is off here a second. I'm so sorry. Um, settings. Hold on one second here.
Well, if we have a screen share, will that solve it?
Yes, but unless I turn off this display setting that is expanding my screen, built-in display. Why is this doing this? Oh boy.
Glitches.
It thinks I have an extended display. Is there a thing that you see that says mirror?
I do not.
Advance. Oh, crud. Okay, let's see if we can push this onto that slide. There it is. And let me open this up. Please. Hold on, let me just kind of bring it back. We do this. And let me swing it over here. Okay. Now, unfortunately, you can't see it
That's all right. I
behind
do
you.
here.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Oh, excuse me. So good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Lamar. I'm the pastor of Metropolitan African Methodist Episcopal Church, located at 1518 M Street Northwest. I have been the pastor of this church for 11 years. We've been in the community for almost 200 years. We are 187 years old, and it's a privilege for me to be here with members of the Daniel Alexander Payne Community Development Corporation and others from our community who are interested in sharing in this venue our hope and dream to help unhoused veterans in need of dignity, in need of service, those who have given all that they have been able to give to the nation and deserve to be able to live here in the nation's capital, afforded all of the things that flourishing humans deserve. And so for some years now, we have been making plans to erect behind our church uh, 27 micro units with supportive wraparound services. We've chosen to really open our hearts and open our possibilities and the possibilities of veterans because of their service, but also because of the fact that our church has a long and storied history when it comes to serving the nation. One of our predecessor congregations actually mustered troops for the Civil War from our congregation. And so for many generations, we have been on the front lines. We are all aware of the affordability crisis. We're all aware of how difficult it is for people to be able to live in this area, this portion of the city, especially those who have struggles and those who are veterans and have served. So what we want to do is to erect some space that will be beautiful. I think something that the community will be proud of. This is the kind of community that rises to the occasion when people around us suffer, especially those who have given what the veterans have given. And so we look forward to sharing more detail and earning your support because we do think that when this is completed, it will be a space for which we can be proud and that there will be opportunities for us all to serve and to make sure that these veterans are able to flourish here in this community. They don't need to leave this community. They deserve to stay here and to prosper along with the rest of us and the rest of the city. So thank you, and my colleagues will take it from here.
Good evening. My name is Charles Brees. I'm the Vice Chair of the Daniel Payne Community Development Corporation, which Pastor Lamar referred to earlier. We are an organization that was created 25 years ago by Metropolitan for the specific purpose of doing this kind of work, developing affordable housing, but we also do other things. We have STEM programs that we carry out on the social side of things. We have financial workshops that we also do. But we've been asked in this case to lead the development project and manage it from the early development through lease up and to asset ownership. So this project got started with a grant from Enterprise Community Partners Incorporated. This is a nonprofit that's national, but it also in this case, had the support of Wells Fargo as well as the DC Department of Housing and Community Development. So
Sorry, hang on 1 second. Is someone else have their mic on?
No, maybe.
Okay, here, I'm checking. Try that. No.
Still have an echo.
Oh, it's mine. Sorry, it is mine. So sorry, sir.
Is your computer speaker on?
This is what I try.
So we had drawings that were created by our architects that showed that the space behind Metropolitan, which is not a large space, could actually be used to develop a 12-story tower within which you could build 27 micro units, apartments, and it could be used by veterans. What we're doing now is looking at the feasibility of those conceptual drawings, and we're in the very early stage of doing so. And so our process is started off by one of the things that we're doing is looking at the zoning issues. Are there zoning issues that need to be addressed? Metropolitan has several historic designations, so historic preservation is an issue. So those things are being looked into as a part of the early development process. Reverend Lamar mentioned earlier the number of units, and I reemphasize that. That's the project in essence. And so we are here today to introduce it to you.
And I think you can go right from that microphone now. Let's make sure it's on.
Testing. Okay. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Pastor Lamar. Good evening, commissioners, with special thanks to Commissioner Growth, ANC 2CO2 for your assistance and support, and to the attendees, both in person and virtual. My name is Janice Farabee, Community Outreach Lead for this project. Thank you for the opportunity to present. As a two-time DC elected official, Ward 2 Committee Woman and Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner 2F08, and current president of the Cambridge Tenants Association, 13th in Massachusetts, 3 blocks from the church where I've lived for the past 28 years. I'm very familiar with the 2CO2 single-member district and understand the importance of representing views and voices of constituents and neighborhood stakeholders. And as a native New Yorker, and a person with brief lived experience as a member of the unhoused community in New York City, now blessed with 35 years in long-term recovery, a former resident of 2 Oxford houses, which are self-run recovery residences, one in Bethesda, Maryland, one on Argyle Terrace in Upper Northwest. I am all too familiar with community curiosity and hesitation, but more importantly, with creating a culture of dignity, healing, respect, and safety inside the residence, as well as compassion, responsibility, safety, and support outside of the residence, the neighborhood, to ensure peaceful and respectful coexistence. For these reasons, I was honored to lead the dedicated community outreach team and to share tonight 2 important aspects of the project. This project is a faith-based commitment to veterans and our community, focused on a compassionate mission that strengthens, not disrupts, our neighborhood. Our partners will be seasoned professionals who will operate this housing responsibly, with the ultimate vision to provide dignified permanent housing for veterans while preserving harmony and safety for all. I'm supposed to say next slide, please, but there's no next slide. Safeguards, communication, and shared benefits, all extremely important. The plan is to develop.
I'm not controlling it there.
Oh.
Everyone can see because I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, okay, okay. Great, great. Thank you. To develop a building operations plan that includes professional property management, maintenance protocols, and lease enforcement policies to provide comprehensive customized support.
I'm showing the presentation. We're on slide, I believe it's 9.
So should I keep on talking? Or are they looking at something?
Go ahead and keep.
Okay. Sorry about that out there. To provide comprehensive customized support services that include on-site staff, to perform resident and community engagement that involves regular communication, skill-building workshops, and community events, for building owners to create a service coordination team, and require formal service agreements that will be executed between owner and service providers, defining roles, deliverables, and performance standards. Again, all to support the commitment to preserving neighborhood peace and dignity and peace for the veterans who have sacrificed much, who will call this residence home. Now I'll turn it over to Zach Bradley to talk briefly about the building itself. Thank you.
Yes, certainly. No, it is. All right. So I think it looks like it's sharing now.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening, commissioners and members of the community. My name is Zach Bradley, and I'm zoning counsel for the Daniel Alexander Payne Community Development Corporation. I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about the zoning relief being sought. We are not asking tonight for a vote. We will be returning to the ANC with a more in-depth presentation, but we're here tonight just to introduce you to the relief that we're seeking. So we're seeking 3 areas of relief: a variance for the rear yard requirements, special exception for the penthouse setbacks, and special exception for the long-term bicycle parking. As you can see, the footprint is small, and the design was informed by the lack of space in the building envelope. You can see we have from the left to right, we have a view from M Street, a view from the alley from the rear, and an aerial view. And additionally, we did receive word from the HPRB this morning that they have consented to the application. They're looking to add it to their consent agenda for their next hearing. They found that there was de minimis impact on the historic resource and visual street view. And with that, I will turn it over to Charles to finish up the presentation. Thank you.
Let me just say at the end, for their call to partnership, as you've heard tonight, this project is about more than a building. It's about honoring those who served and ensuring that they have a safe place to rebuild their lives again. But no project of this kind succeeds without genuine partnership. Metropolitan, AME, and the Payne CDC are committed to being good neighbors, transparent collaborators, and responsible stewards of this effort. We invite you to walk with us, to bring your questions, your ideas, and your hopes for this block and this community. Together, we can welcome veterans home and strengthen our neighborhood at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for the presentation. And again, please accept our apologies for our technical issue. It never fears, never causes any kind of drama as we kind of move forward, like something always fails. So I apologize. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Comments? Go ahead.
I have a comment. This is a wonderful thing that you are planning.
Absolutely.
And I believe that our veterans deserve much better than being homeless. And this does that. In addition, I know that our homeless veterans do have issues, obviously. And I would hope that when you bring this program together, that there are counseling services available. There are all the kinds of things that are needed by anyone who has issues. Many of these soldiers do have PTSD. Some are addicted to alcohol, some drugs. And I would think that a partnership with all the local community efforts to assist in keeping them and getting them straight would be a key element as well. But I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other comments or questions?
Have you raised the money yet? And when are you looking to open your door?
So I'll start. We're in the process of putting, now that we are expert developers, the capital stack together, which will require, of course, a public dollar commitment, philanthropic dollars, both from philanthropies internally within our community, and also funds from commercial lending institutions. And we are in the process of getting details together so that we can put a request for proposals out. And what else would you say? That's good. Yeah. I mean, and that is the capital stack. And we also have operating staff.
Okay. Thank you.
And to
Mr. Sweat, your comment and question. The vision is definitely to bring those wraparound services, and we have been in conversation with and have made site visits to other similarly situated institutions in the District of Columbia. Have learned a lot about what works. They have been very hospitable in opening their doors and sharing what they do. And there are a number of organizations, philanthropic and government, who would be willing to walk alongside us to design the specific services for the persons who would inhabit the school.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say I'm very excited to have this in my district. And this is 1,000 million times better thought through than the Department of Human Services ever began to do about Green Court that would have been on my block. If Green Court had had anywhere near this much passion and attention and just thoughtfulness for the long haul, we would have had a completely different conversation. So I'm very excited about this conversation moving forward for the neighborhood, for the city, for the veterans themselves especially. But I'm whatever you need, I'm there to help to accompany you all in the process. This is very exciting. This is a big deal for us.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. Thank you all.
And you will be coming back to us asking for the zoning ordinances. I think it's also a great project. So thank you very much for being here tonight. And again, accept my apologies. Hopefully next time we'll make it work. Terrific. We have one other item in this section for us to go through, and that is the proposal. It's a consent proposal related to the Chinese Lunar New Year. And this event will happen on February 22nd, 2026. And it is a parade route. For the past 60 years, the District of Columbia and the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association has celebrated the Chinese Lunar New Year with a Chinese New Year parade. The festivities include folk dance, musical bands, and various venues, local high schools, cultural exposition, and a parade. It is estimated to have 30 to 40,000 patrons this year, and this event will celebrate the start of the year 4,723, the year of the horse. The parade route will be the similar parade as has been in the past, starting on H Street, and ending up at the back on H Street as well. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
And what is being asked of us to do?
A letter of support for the parade.
Okay.
So I move that we send a letter of support for the parade.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. We'll get that off. Okay.
Let me just say, I realize that it's not on the agenda, but it's related to that. In terms of, we have on our website kind of a listing of events and that sort of thing. Most of them were last year. Is it possible that we can put things like this onto the website?
It certainly is.
Okay.
And I would welcome the opportunity to do that if and show people how to do it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Are you volunteering, Commissioner Swart? I heard you volunteer, Commissioner Swart. Clark, I hear you.
Will the website redesign allow us all to?
Yeah, ideally, we would all get training as to how to put things
It didn't
on.
allow me to do it the last time I attempted. However,
Good idea.
with the proper training, I think we could.
Yes.
We could take it from the United Nations event 2 years ago to
But
something a little more
I
current.
would welcome the opportunity to have help with it.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
the Crew of Pyros parade
Um,
is coming up earlier than that, so.
sorry. We already did this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, got
I'm
it.
saying, but for what should be
Yes.
listed on the website as an event. It's
So
a
I'll make it-
January event and
Yeah, but I would like to make a motion that we include some of these onto our website. And I don't know how many people go onto our website to see things, but at least that would be there, so. I'd like
So
to
there's a
make-
motion on the floor to add these events to the website.
who's gonna do
Is
it?
there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor? Those opposed?
Abstaining.
Those abstaining. Okay, got it. Okay. And we have to have somebody do it. We'll come back to that. VP, we are running out of time for the rest of the meeting. So VPC Washington DC Pizza LLC. This is for an APCA Retailers Class C restaurant
Does
license.
not seem to be online or in the room.
Is
Jennifer
anybody
Gunn.
from this establishment available? Okay, we will move forward. Is anybody from DDOT on for the installation of diplomatic parking zone? If not, I would recommend that we
Table that.
table it. We'll move forward with Monumental Sports and Entertainment. An update on the Capital One Arena, the exterior improvements. This is at 601 F Street, Northwest. Sorry, folks, for being behind.
Don't share my screen.
Yes, you may, please, please. I'm afraid to touch anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, Crispin, I didn't hear you. Yeah, you share it, please share. If you're able to share.
I also have the deck on a USB if we can.
I have it. Oh, I have it.
Oh.
I have the presentation. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was misunderstanding. Forgive me. I can get it. Stand by.
Well, first and foremost, while you get the presentation, I just want to thank ANC 2C, you all, for the support, your continued support that you've given Monumental throughout this particular process. We would not be where we are if it hadn't been from your unanimous support, encouragement, and endorsement of our project through many steps of the way. So I want to publicly, thank you all for what you all have done. Having advocates on the ground really sends a message to members of the council, to the community, and to fans that we deserve to be here. We love being here. It's because of your cornerstone support. So let me just thank you all first and foremost for that. This presentation is on there we go. This presentation is on the exterior improvements of Capital One Arena. At the conclusion of the presentation, we will be asking you all for a letter of support to send to DDOT. We have a public space committee, I believe, on the 16th of December. And so we'd like to get that uploaded into the system prior to that, so we have support from the ANC. And I will say go Caps and go Wizards. We have a Caps game Thursday, play Carolina Hurricanes, and a Wizards game on Friday, play the Cleveland Cavaliers. So with that, I will turn it over to my good friends from Gensler and Clark Construction.
Awesome.
Thanks, Crispus.
Thank
I'm
you.
Brandon Mermelstein with Gensler. So if you could hit the next slide for me. We're going to go through a few things here. As Chris mentioned, the exterior transformation, streetscape, and the temporary construction conditions. Next slide, please. So for exterior transformation, next slide. We just want to update you on what has progressed since the last time we came in here. In general, our concepts have remained solid. We've been working with both DIMPED and the NCPC team to refine and advance our plans. The tightening up of the veil has occurred, a reduction in digital quantity, working with our neighbors to the north, being sure to be a good neighbor here. And all of that has been moved forward and everyone's happy. And we are too. Again, the goal here is to give the DC area its Coliseum back. And we believe with this cultural corridor, this impactful veil, and this really dynamic facade, we're doing just that. So if you could go to the next slide, please. So that's 7th and F. And then F Street, so this is basically at Mi Vida looking north. You can see that textured facade. So even when the veil, which is that wrapper that runs along the upside of the building, you still get a texture. You still get, during the day, that building moves. It's not going to be this precast building anymore that is static. It changes through the day using the sun, which we're very excited about. Next slide, please. And again, looking east down F Street from 7th, you can see the veil in that widened metro entrance, as well as, you can't see it, it's just out of view, but we are refreshing the accessible entry to the metro as well. So a cleanup of that, which is exciting for all, both event goers and also just residents of the city. So our goal is to do an uplift across the board. Next slide. And then looking down in the Gallery Place Way, you can see that refinement as well. Northwest Lounge on the corner is remaining the same. We are adding a canopy that we mentioned the last time we were here. We are stopping the lighting of the veil short of the corner. Again, something we worked with our friends to the north to be sure that everyone is happy with our strategies here. So again, all of this has gone through NCPC and DIMPED. And so I just wanted to give you an update on that. So next slide, please. And CFA, yeah, okay. And then on 6th Street, we had previously stopped the veil short on 6th. What we're doing here is extending the expression to the north here using these metal fabrications here that go down. So it's not just a forgotten bit of the building. It's meant to be a full transformation here. So that is a continuation of the veil, and that limestone brick also pulls down the building, which is great. So again, pedestrians are going to get a really great experience walking around this thing.
Is that done for cost reasons?
No, so actually, it's a great question. It actually is, a lot of it is structural. There's the metro tunnel right below there, and in order to reinforce the structure to be able to support this, it would have been quite an adventure. The more we've looked through the infrastructure that's below grade around the arena, the more intensive things have gotten. And it's not even just structural; it is the site utilities, exactly. It's quite amazing what's under there. You just don't see it. Absolutely.
You talk to them. So that's actually Xfinity that started their own project right down 6th Street now. But as soon as they get done, I have to do my own utility relocations out in the street, taking out the existing sand filter that's located. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but where you see that new entrance now, there's a sand filter coming out of the building. So we'll take that offline and bump the existing wet utilities, so the water lines that are in the sidewalk now out into the street. That allows us to remove that and be able to do that extension.
Yep. Yep. And that glass block, just for the record, again, and we mentioned this last time, is our new accessible entry on 6th Street. So no longer will you have to go all the way around or be stuck out in the rain when you need to have an accessible ramp. This takes you right in, and it's a really cool experience. Again, clad with limestone, really great, really elevated experience for everyone. Next slide, please. So then we want to talk about the streetscape. This is something we didn't work through before with you all. So this has been going on in tandem with DDOT as well as DIMPED. So just a brief background of that. The landscape, we've intended to pick up certain cues from the exterior of the building in terms of some of the formalities, while also directly adhering to all of the new Chinatown guidelines. So some of that you will be seeing. One thing to note is that the Chinatown guidelines have shifted from a red brick to a scored concrete. That is for maintenance and safety reasons. So, no more tripping over bricks that are missing or dip down. So it truly will be a not only improved aesthetic experience for pedestrians, but also a safer one for everyone. So that's a big goal for Monumental, Gensler, and Clark. And if you go to next slide here. So again, here's a more zoomed in understanding of what's going on here. In terms of the curbs, again, this is something we've been working with DDOT on, and this is mostly because of Homeland Security and NBA reasons here. We have created a hardened perimeter along the curb line here with structurally reinforced bollards. This is, again, the world we live in, unfortunately, but it is a requirement. We are doing a very good job of hiding a lot of them with planters and in other other site work, so it won't just be a long stretch of bollards boring everyone to death. I think it will be hidden within these planters and be really artfully done. So our landscape designers have done a heck of a job with that. In terms of trees, you can see here we are going in. Right now there are 17 trees existing on the site. Once this is done, there will be 17 trees there as well, with some relocations. You'll notice that we did expand the F Street curb to the south by 23 feet in depth. Again, this is something we've been working through with DDOT. There will be no parking on that north side of the street on F Street, as well as no bike lane. So this is something I believe parking is mostly blocked off there currently anyway. Illegally parked.
Illegally parked there all the time.
We're aiming to revise existing conditions and make them more intentional. So things that already exist today, just making them, a better looking experience, and also giving that space back to the pedestrian here. This goes in line with DIMPED's plans for the area, as well, with that kind of pedestrian friendly gallery square. Going up 7th Street, we have expanded by 10 feet in depth, again, which is to accommodate some of these bollards. It will be a shared bike lane on 7th, and then again, the tree pits. And so again, wider for both safety and ease of the pedestrians' use of the area. And then 6th Street remains the same. As we mentioned, it's a tough place to change too much on 6th Street, but it will be beautified as much as we can there. And if you go to the next page. And here's just a breakdown of some of the lighting. So the lighting is, again, updating to Chinatown standards. There's just a breakdown of how we've updated things to the new standards. You can see the planting on the south, again, starting to work with the exterior and how we're expressing the facade. And just a breakdown of, again, just standards around the building. Next page, please. And then again, an aerial here. So you can see it's a mixture of metal edge planters, pots surrounding bollards, and other strategies there. A tricky thing with these bollards is they require a specific soil that is deadly to most plants to make it structurally feasible to be structurally reinforced. So we're working through really creative ways to wrap these tree pits and pots around them. So next slide, please. And then looking down F Street, again, creating this green corridor, really making it lush. It will be quite amazing to walk down here not too long from now and have this great experience. Next slide, please. And again, on the curb here, you can see it is going to be quite the experience, really lush and park-like. So next slide. This is now on 7th Street looking up. So even on 7th Street, where we're a little more constrained, still a large improvement here. We still are going to have bike parking and all of that. So there'll be updated installations there regarding that. But again, an improvement across the board, wider, just all around better. Next slide, please.
Widened sidewalks here will end at the upper end of the room. So it goes back to the normal.
Yeah, this won't extend all the way up. Yeah. Next slide, please. And then this is on 6th Street. So again, that comparison of the widths there. So this is the standard width, but still an improvement, a betterment in terms of the lush landscape being provided. Next slide, please.
Guess that's my cue. My name is Will Pepperman, project executive with Clark Construction at the arena. If you don't mind hitting the next slide. What I wanted to talk about today and really continue to do so over the course of the next 2 years as we work towards this transformation of the exterior facade. We really see this as sort of a 2-year project, bringing this online for the 27-28 season. And we'll see a lot of changes around the perimeter of the building, both inside and out, and really have a place here to share some awareness with the community of what you can expect to see and what we're doing to keep the community safe and the measures we're taking there. So we are closely coordinating with DDOT right now to finalize our traffic control plan. But our intent here is starting in the middle of January, the 12th, we'll start establishing overhead protection, which you can see in that bottom left-hand corner. That's those sort of those orange perimeter of the building. That will allow us to safely protect pedestrians coming out of the metro station on 7th and F as we start to progress that work around the perimeter. We intend in our traffic control plan that we've submitted to have pedestrians shift to the south side of the street. That south or the north side of F Street is really not a very high trafficked area during the day. And so we want to kind of control for pedestrians there by having them stay on the south side while keeping access to all of the existing storefront that they have there, all those things. That will allow us to then start to do the canopy removals. So as part of that facade that Brandon was showing, you don't see a lot of those old canopies there. We have to start taking those down once we establish the overhead protection. And that will also start in January. And then if you don't, go back one quick second. What you'll see for that overhead protection is going to be very similar to that bottom right picture of a previous job where we've done this. So that's those black covered walkways painted that allow people to safely pass by while protecting things from overhead. Now to the next slide. That will allow us to start progressing towards starting this scaffolding to go around the entire perimeter of the building. And we'll start that work in March. That'll really be, the intent here is that this is kind of the look ahead for the next 2 months, and the future will start to come back with some continuous updates here for the community.
Well, that concludes our presentation. So Commissioner Shanko and Commissioners, Mr. Chair, I'll turn it back over to you and the Commissioners.
Thank you very much for that. This is really exciting. I really am excited about this project and looking forward to seeing it through its inception. So this is awesome. So you're looking for us for support for your DDOT space, public space.
Yes, on the 16th, we have our public space committee meeting. Yes, and
that includes basically, does that include the scaffolding piece as well?
This is really for the traffic control plan.
Or the traffic control plan,
Yeah.
right.
And so we would like to, and we strongly feel that the safest way to approach this is to have those pedestrians move to the south side of F Street, allowing us to take a lane on F as well as 7th. And then you've seen we've taken the lane on and the lay-by over on the 6th Street side of this as well.
Got it.
And may I ask, in terms of reducing the roadways, where do you foresee the traffic moving to? Am I correct in my assumption here?
As after completion of the project, how traffic patterns sort of operate? Do I understand your question?
Yeah. Do we know? I mean, will there be more traffic on 9th?
So our goal always in general in Miami Sports is to really encourage more metro access and ride share as opposed to driving. And one of those quirks we were talking about earlier about when you find out what's underneath everything. One of the reasons we couldn't extend our garage is because of the money train that goes to the old Bomata building, which is next door. You find these things out during construction, but the goal is to give it a more pedestrian friendly place and really reduce the amount of vehicles that come through. And as they referred to it earlier with sending people to the south side of F Street, we understand that we actually control more of the north side. And unless you're coming to a game, the foot traffic is really minimal at that particular point.
So in the public space, getting back to the DDOT public space process, that includes the traffic control plan.
Yes.
That process.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, apparently years ago, people would actually put coins into the metro system, and someone would come and collect all of the coins and take the train to the WMATA building and count them.
Yes. Commissioners, do you have any other questions about this? I think it's great. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to move that we send a letter of support for Monumental Sports and Entertainment, the update on the Cap One Arena for their exterior improvements and their public space proposal.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Groff. All those in favor? So four commissioners voting in favor of that. So awesome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and the commissioners. Have a great
so
evening.
much.
Thank you for
And
your continued support.
I got your other email.
Yes.
And I'll take care of that too.
Okay, appreciate that. And also, as we always offer an opportunity for you all to host your ANC meeting at Capital One Arena in District E.
Ooh, that'd be
Thank
interesting.
you. Thank you very much.
Christmas.
Yes.
Stop 9 o'clock.
Oh, that could be dangerous. 725 12th Street, Northwest. This is DDOT Public Space.
Oh,
476143.
I have a quick question for Christmas before we continue.
Yes.
Do you have a position on the buskers?
So we work with the residents at Gallery Place on a lot of the issues around public safety and the buskers. We have to have more conversations internally as about how we want to really go about that and what's best for the community. But I wouldn't want to get ahead of anyone right now in this particular forum. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do we have someone from 725 12th Street?
Yes, Sean Sullivan, can you hear me?
Hi, Sean. Yes, we got you.
Great. Can I share my screen, or I sent you the presentation?
I would love for you to share your screen.
Okay. Great. All right. Bear with me 1 second.
And for those of you who are coming up, if you prepare your slides to be shared, we can move forward as well.
Great. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Fantastic. So thank you all for commissioners for allowing me to come back and present some more details on 725 12th Street. My name is Sean Sullivan. I'm a Vice President of Development with BXP. I had been here previously to discuss one specific nuanced zoning relief matter, which is now processing through. So thank you for that support. Tonight, I'm here to discuss our public space permit application, which is number 476143. And I want to walk everyone through sort of our improvements around the site to give you a sense of what we have planned and take any questions and solicit any feedback. So again, the specific request is just support for our public space permit plan. We've already had several preliminary discussions with DDOT staff, who then encouraged us to proceed with making the formal public space permit application, which is currently in process. But as you all know, we wanted to come here and make sure that the ANC and the public had a chance to review that. We want just to highlight sort of specific attention to the curb cuts, the projections, our street plantings, and loading. Just, I think everyone's fairly familiar with the site, but again, it sits between 11th and 12th Streets and G Street. Here's a little zoomed in shot. We are again adjacent to the Metro Center escalator. So again, just a little more information on the site. So we have the Metro Center escalator entrance here, canopy, Metro elevator here. This is the site itself outlined in red. We are adjacent to the Marriott Hotel, and then we have an alley and loading on the north side of the site, which I'll get into a little bit later. I'm just going to go through and give just, I think most people are familiar with where we are, but I just wanted to provide the context of what we're talking about. So again, here's the Metro canopy. This is looking very different today as we are currently under construction and this is fully scaffolded. But again, just to show the before. This is looking from 12th Street. So again, I just want to, I'm going to go into more detail too on what we have planned for the plaza. The plaza itself, where the statues used to sit, is actually private space, but I'm going to give everyone a preview of what we have planned. But again, from 12th Street, the elevator, the Metro canopy, And then this was the old sort of entrance into the plaza and kind of gateway into the building. On the other side, this is on 11th Street. So we have the bus lane, the bike lane, which we're not touching. That's going to stay in effect. The facade is going to be different as well, but we are, again, I think what you're going to hear me say a few times is we're maintaining as much as we can as it relates to how the building operates today or used to operate, as well as the below grade structure. This is a view on G Street looking to the west. Some of you might be familiar with the Capitol Bike Share location. I'll touch on this later too, but we're going to be maintaining that. It's temporarily relocated at the moment across the street, but it will be coming back to its location on G Street. So again, this is the current site plan. I apologize, this is somewhat hard to read. This is from a while back, but it shows you just sort of the overall outline of the site. The red is the current footprint of the old building. You can see here sort of what we had back in the day, which was where some of the sculptures sat. We had a very large sculpture here, some sort of more landscaping to the north. We have an egress path coming out from the Marriott Hotel that we will maintain to the Starbucks. So I'm just going to fast forward to the proposed. So as you can see, the building footprint is changing, but we are maintaining a lot of, again, sort of the way that the building operates today. Our parking is going to come in off of 11th Street, which is the way it operates today. Loading will be maintained from the north through the alley as it is today. Where the biggest differences are largely in the plaza and around the metro elevator and escalator. And that is currently in review with WMATA as well. We've had a very good dialogue with them and are maintaining a very positive working relationship. So now I'm just going to dive into some of the sort of more specifics that people tend to care about, and rightfully so. So in terms of the planting plan for street trees, again, this has already been sort of coordinated with urban forestry and DDOT, but wanted to give you all some more specifics. So again, the good thing is we're going to keep all of the trees on 12th Street. Those are going to stay intact. Along G Street, we've got a sort of a collection of sweet gum trees planned, outlined in here, green. We have a mixture of Schumer oaks at the entrance, and then we have some Kentucky coffee trees sort of on the north and south side on 11th Street. So just to familiarize people a little bit better, we have two entrances to the building. So this is the more formal entrance, or sort of 725 12th Street entrance. We also have a secondary entrance on 11th Street where one of the law firm tenants is going to have a first floor reception. So both sides we view as very important for that reason. Green area ratio, always important. We're actually well exceeding the required 0.20 coverage ratio and have a 0.3 at the moment. We have a lot of green roof planned on the top of the building in some of our mechanical yard spaces, and then as well as the plantings in the plaza. Bikes, everyone loves bikes. We are bike central downtown. We have, as you can see here in green, we have 3 bike lanes sort of wrapping around the site. We're keeping or adding 2 in purple. You can see the 2 public bike racks. We're also going to have a bike facility inside the building. And then, as I said earlier, we're going to be maintaining the Capitol Bike Share location along G Street. Curb cut. This is also always a sort of an important topic. Again, we are actually decreasing the size of the existing curb cut, which still works. But we wanted it again, we are maintaining access to the garage off of this location, which is important for a couple of reasons, but mostly because we are keeping the below grade structure in place. So all of the garage ramps, the way that the parking facility works now is going to be working the same way in the future. Just to hit on the parking too, we have 5 levels. We're going to have about 340 parking spaces. We'll have 10% day one EV parking, and then with another 10% of additional capacity for the future, which has been blessed by DDOT. So again, you can see here this 20-foot opening along 11th Street. Loading, again, similar refrain. So this is, the site's kind of flipped here, so I apologize. North is to the right of the screen. 11th Street is on the bottom of the screen. So the current loading comes in via a shared alley with the Marriott Hotel. We are maintaining the loading dock access right here. You can see the truck sort of diagrammed here. So that's also not changing, and this has also been blessed preliminarily by DDOT. Projections. So we do have some projections into public space, as you can see here. The more sort of considerable ones are on the 11th and G Street sides of the building. But again, we have blessed these. They're in conformance with the acceptable projection regulations per the code. Again, these are sort of architectural elements that help add interest to the facade. And we didn't want to, again, as I said earlier, we want to make sure that the 11th Street side is not forgotten, and as we're paying as much attention there as we are on the 12th Street side. So we have a sort of a grander kind of expression on the 11th Street entrance. And then lastly, I mentioned that the plaza itself, which I think, it's kind of a blurred line between what's public and private because you come off of that escalator at Metro. And, I think that right now, or the way that it used to operate, there was kind of a heavy sort of gate-like feel to the plaza. And we wanted to make it more open, both for visibility and it just felt like it needed a breath of fresh air. So what you see here is sort of this is our current plan, but we've got some hopeful outdoor seating here with a restaurant user who's the most likely user for the first floor space, which is to the right of the screen. We've opened this up considerably to make it much more walkable and make it feel kind of just more cohesive with the public streetscape. A couple of stairs take you up to the entrance level for the office building and the parking garage. And you'll see these two trees here are sort of like kind of our landmark trees in the private space. And then we have sort of these more interesting planters that wrap both the escalator and the elevator. So you can see here these kind of spiraling, they're actually sort of angled. This is both pleasing to the eye, but also prevents some of the skateboarding concerns that I think a lot of us are familiar with. So this is the main building entrance on the 12th Street side, retail here at the ground floor. And this is a straight on shot from 12th Street. So you can see Metro canopy, the elevators just to the left, main building entrance. This space here will likely be a retail, hopefully a restaurant as well, access off of here. So again, we want to make it feel much more open and inviting and more cohesive with the streetscape. So that concludes my presentation, but I am happy to answer any questions.
So, Sean, just to be clear, you're asking also for a letter of support for the DDOT public space permit and what the changes that you have just demonstrated here.
Yes, sir.
I gotcha.
Both that and the BZA case?
The BZA was last time, so it's just the public space tonight.
Okay, good.
Public space. Yes. I think it looks great. I love the plaza area being opened. It was kind of cordoned off, so I do like that a lot. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Any concerns online?
I did want to just one piece of good news. Sometimes doesn't get reported, but in these cases, but we were able to save the statues that were in the plaza before, and they made their way to the Artists Foundation in Chicago.
Oh, great.
So
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Coming back. Are the statues coming back or no?
No, they're with the foundation.
I'd like to move that we send a letter of support for 725 12th Street and their DDOT public space proposal.
I second that.
Seconded by Commissioner Swart. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that, and we'll get that off. And when is your permit?
We don't have a hearing date just yet.
Okay, got it. Okay, perfect. We'll get that off for you.
Thank you very much.
So much, Sean. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Good night.
3 presentations left.
Yes.
8:37.
we have Woody's building, 1025 F Street. Is somebody from?
Yes, Drew
Yes,
Turner is here
hello,
with
hello, Drew. How are you?
Dallas Development. How are you all doing? Thank you very much for having me.
Most definitely.
Um,
So Netflix, huh? Give us a presentation here. What do we
All
do?
right. So, as I said, my name is Drew Turner. I'm with Douglas Development. Thank you again, commissioners, for having me. With me today, I've got Dennis Hughes with Holland and Knight, our land use attorney. And then Genevieve Netflix is here as well. And we're here today for, I'm going to pull up on my screen we'll move through this pretty quickly, this presentation. Give me a second. Let me just make sure it opens for me. What's going on here? Share. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep, you're up. Yes, we have it.
All right, great. And Jen, I apologize. Are you okay with me driving this, Jen? You can just say next slide and I'll take us through it.
Sure. I think it's the same one that Lauren had. I hope so. Okay.
So the property in question here, let's see what's going on here. There we go. Can everybody see my screen okay, by the way?
Yes.
So it's 1025 F Street, the old Woodworth and Lothrop. Douglas, we've owned it for the better part of 30 years now. And the project was originally a PUD. And with that PUD, there were some requirements and some preferred uses for the lower level, the ground floor, and the second floor. And you all may remember several years ago now, I think it's been almost 4 years, on the second floor, we brought forth a modification to that PUD to allow for commercial office space on the second floor. That was supported by the ANC, ultimately granted by the Zoning Commission. And this is, as much as we would all love to see big box retail continue to survive and thrive in DC, the reality here is just, with still some of the after effects of the slow return to office, as well as just the rise of e-commerce filling, what was the better part of almost 150,000 square feet of retail use has been very challenging for us over the years. It's not to say we haven't been trying. And I'm just going to flip to the next slide here that's going to show what is the existing conditions today. And so you've got two images just to show the existing buildings today, but then the floor plan to the right, you've got F Street, 11th Street, the main entrance to the building, the big awning that you see when you're going down F Street. To the right of that, Barnes and Noble. I'm sure many of you have seen the signs that are up. They are very close to opening. I know they are pushing to try and potentially maybe have some kind of opening next week before the holiday shopping. We'll see if they get there. So we're excited about them. They're taking the old Zara space, so ground floor and second floor. And then H&M, we were able to renew them. They did shrink slightly from what they were previously, but still a pretty sizable lease for downtown. And they are on the ground floor facing G Street and then down into the basement level. And so that brings us to the corner here of 11th and F Street, which was the old H&M. And we're really excited about this opportunity we have with a great partner here in Netflix to really repurpose the ground floor. It's going to be somewhat experiential. Jen will walk you through it. But really what we're here seeking from the ANC is support for a modification to the PUD for allowing an office use in conjunction with an arts and entertainment use. Dennis, I don't know if you want to articulate that any better from a legal standpoint, just so the commissioners here know exactly what it is we're looking for from their support. If you could chime in, I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely. Sure. Thank you, commissioners. Yeah, just to follow Drew's point, we are requesting a modification without a hearing to the zoning commission. We're requesting a change to a condition in the existing PUD order that grants some flexibility with respect to the ground floor use of the southwest corner of the building to it still permits arts related retail and service uses, but it further provides flexibility to provide this office use for an arts and entertainment organization. And so the zoning commission is scheduled to review the application at its public meeting next Thursday, December 18th. We have received into the record support from the Office of Planning for the request. We're asking for the ANC's support. As you know, the ANC and the Office of Planning are entitled to great weight by the Zoning Commission. Is there anything else you'd like me to discuss, Drew?
No, I think that summarizes it really well. Thank you, Dennis. So with that, I'll pass it to Jen, and she will walk us all through kind of the reimagination and vision for the space.
Great. Thanks, Drew. Hi, everyone. Jen Carmona here from Netflix. What you see here is an overview of what we're going to walk you through. That we have a lot of things that we're thinking about, and we're super excited to share with you. Go ahead, next, Drew. Keep going. All right. So what we're looking at is 2 floors here, but primarily we're going to focus in on the ground floor, which is the floor plan to the left, where where Drew has his hand. That's showing the 11th Street street, as well as the other corner would be F Street. Our intent here is to really leverage this corner and make it very enticing and visually interactive so by doing that, we're looking into recessing the entry point, having a vestibule where we would have check-in. We'll have an area for entertainment with this pre-function area, all of which we'll go into in a little bit further. What you also see here is a screening lounge into the space, along with meeting rooms and other support functions. The floor above is just another support floor for office space and conferencing, etc. Over to you, Drew. Next. What you see here is really showing you now our purpose from a streetscape perspective. This is a shot looking at it from 11th Street with F Street on the right, 11th Street on the foreground. What we're showing here is really now we're trying to show how we're trying to enhance the visual interactivity and pedestrian interests along both 11th and F Street while enhancing the fabric of the building. This space, which we're super excited to do, is really carefully renovated and have it compatible with the historic Woodward and Lothrop headquarters building. Next. Now you're going to start to see how it can transform, and this is what we're super excited about. While we have a lot of visual interaction in the street already, what you're starting to see here is how we can start to activate it and really kind of make this a destination point. Really what we're starting to show here is opportunities to have a red carpet event and have just a forum for entertainment, if you will. Next. On this facade, you're going to start to see what we're looking at from the F Street. And as you see here, again, we're trying to keep everything open and transparent and just kind of visually open to the public. We want to make sure that it's enticing from a pedestrian level. What we're also showing here is now that we're starting to recess the entry point and really starting to have this be more of an inviting place to meander through and not have it be so blocked off and closed off to the public. Next. Now you're starting to see our entry point into the space. What you see here is our reception, our check-in point, and it's really our first look as to what we're about to expect when you come into a Netflix office. As you heard earlier from Drew and Dennis, we are very art forward, film forward, and entertainment company. So we want to make sure that this feels a little bit more interesting and captivating that you'll be able to see from the street side. Next, this is where you're going to start to see what it's going to start to look like as you go into the interior. We are playing with a lot of big volumes here. into the space. But we want to make sure that we keep a very open environment into entertainment as well as a co-working environment. Next, Drew. Here's what it could potentially look like during the day. Go ahead, Drew. And here's how we're starting to envision it once we start to have events. We are very excited to have folks come in and entertain at this site. Go ahead, Drew. You can keep going. As you can see here, we're trying to make this a unique space, but really what we're excited to show you here is our opportunity for our screening lounge. Here is something that we are so excited about, that we have a space that feels a little bit more flexible and unique, specifically like in this environment, in this area. And this is something that we have in our office spaces throughout, and it's something that is very unique to our company culture. So we are very excited to show you what this is starting to look like. This can also be served as far as for screenings or for town halls, or lunch and learns, etc. Okay, next. Here's another shot. And I think that would be it, Drew.
Okay. I think and then we've got some stuff on the second floor, but the second floor is really not part of the presentation. But yeah, that is it. Kind of short and sweet, and open it up for any questions from the commissioners and the community.
So the current PUD has a restriction on the property for retail? Is that what it was?
Drew, do you want to answer? Do you want?
It required retail or an entertainment restaurant type use. It restricted any kind of office use on the ground floor.
Oh, I see. And this change is asking to expand, I guess, the retail component, or to remove it.
Commissioner, it is, Drew, can we go back to the site plan that you had with
this one, or do you want
that one?
Okay.
Commissioner Schenkel, the change we're requesting, the additional flexibility we're requesting is on the plan on the right, the dark blue space at the southwest corner. That is to add flexibility to allow for office use by an arts and entertainment related organization.
Got it. And my next question would be, when you say accessible to the public, can you just tell me what that means?
By ticket? Is it by?
Yeah, is it from Netflix perspective?
Yeah, I can jump in on this one. So it would be invite only at this time. For sure, I can't speak to what the future looks like, but right now, as we have our screenings, they are kind of a little bit of an allure, if you will, like to get that invite. So we do that at this moment is by invite only.
Got it. So primarily, just to be clear, that this is going to be office space for Netflix that may be used for outside activities.
That is correct.
Okay.
And those outside activities are by invitation only, correct?
That is correct.
In the co-working space, that is for the invitees, correct?
It's for invitees, it's for our partnerships. So yes, we still, would have like meetings obviously during the day that would then extend into an event as it transitions towards an evening. Again, I can't speak to the future, but right now we're just excited to have some of our, some of our events that we have in all of our offices, come to DC and have that experience here.
Got it. And you don't have an office in DC currently?
We do.
We do. Okay.
But it is not large enough to sustain and host these types of events.
Got it.
Mhm.
And you'll still have a separate office. This is just an extra event space for you, correct?
The office will be upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And of course, like if people want to work downstairs and like we want there to be a lot of interest. We want to make sure, like as you see, like there's some two prominent facades that we would love to activate and have people see that there is a potential opportunity for a lot of visual interactivity. So we would use that as displays of some sort or some sort of excitement for one of our new releases. So we want to make sure that there's always some sort of buzz happening on that ground floor.
Got it. I just want to articulate my concern. That the PUDs were put in place for public benefit for the community. So the ground level being a retail process, a retail access for the community, for the public to be able to access. And this is basically removing that potential.
From public space. From public use.
You're taking it out of the public benefit process of having a retail price in there. I understand, Drew, from a developer perspective, that this is challenging right now to get people into these spaces, but it's removing the public benefit for this. I'm trying to weigh what the public benefit is in this situation. So they're losing this square footage of potential retail space downtown to office space that they will not have access to.
Events that they would have to be invited to. Yes.
Would you like me to respond at all to that, or I'm gonna let you finish the thought?
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I understand that, we all would love it to continue to be, it was a Forever 21 on the other side of the building, that that opportunity to sustain that of density of retail in one building footprint is just extremely challenging today. We think that the community, the downtown as a whole, is much better served having an activated storefront with, this isn't a law firm. This is not it's not a law firm. It is very much a brand name that I think DC and the community would all, it recognizes it. It's innovative. And though the initial thought here is that it is a extension of an office space that's on the floor above, I think it will be very much a public benefit to have a retail space that is occupied and activated and appointed in a fashion that Netflix plans on building out inside the space. And I think it creates a good buzz for the neighborhood and for the community and some good momentum. And I think, as Jen was saying, they have not completely finalized what the full program is for the space. And that, there is some opportunity in the future that, maybe they could be hosting some events here that aren't necessarily invite only, and maybe the invitation is extended to members of the community. But I think the real benefit here is taking what is an otherwise vacant corner and activating it.
Can I just add to that? Sorry, I'm Jeff Utz. I'm land use counsel for Netflix. And I just wanted to echo Drew's points on that. It's a great question, Commissioner Schenkel, and it's something that we reviewed quite a bit ourselves, and just to make sure that we were rowing in the same direction as the PUD approvals. The way that the PUD framed the use of that space was really, it looked at it as a special use. It looked at the ground floor as a kind of special use, not publicly accessible and not kind of enhancing or requiring there to be a public access requirement on the first floor, but rather to really celebrate a special use on the first floor, whatever that might be. And it actually lists several different uses, and it actually lists in the order office as well, contemplating at the time it being upstairs. But still, in this case, our hope and our belief is that Netflix, being the user, as Drew said, instead of a law firm, would be that special use that will add that interactivity, the special kind of in constant frequency of moments for this part of the city. It's actually, I think, a really nice moment in time as we're, as a city, trying to strive towards being an entertainment and sports capital. We've heard some pretty great stuff tonight about that. This dovetails with that effort in a really unique way at this intersection, and it's close to the theater district in a way that I think is going to be special too. So I think it actually draws some themes that actually allow the PUD to be flexible and kind of meet this moment here. And it being Netflix, I think, is one of the ways that it can do it as an office space where it couldn't do it for another user.
Jeff, can I add on to that real quickly? One more thing, when I say it feels a little exclusive when I say invite only. I think there is just the reality of like a capacity, right? And we want to be mindful of things of that nature. But for example, something that, as I mentioned, we can't predict the future, but something that did happen recently in one of our locations here in Hollywood was, we had a lot of buzz over a certain song that came out this summer. And as a result, we had a lot of sing-alongs at one of our properties where we invited youth in the community for the sing-alongs. And it was open regularly for that type of activity. We'll, of course, pair it with whatever is happening in that moment in time. But I do want to perhaps give a little bit more color as to like invite only means.
Yeah. Thomas, you had a question.
I recommend, okay. Oh, Howard had a comment. I saw it. Genevieve, are you in DC or are you in California?
I'm based in Los Angeles.
Okay. When I first saw the proposal, and I saw your presentation, I was a little excited, but and I do share some of what Michael's concerns are, but I also hear what Jeff and what Drew had just said. One thing, let's see. Earlier today, I was at the Capital One Cafe. Drew, you know which one it is. It's the one in Chinatown. It's Capital One, but they have a cafe and they invite members of the public to come in and use their co-working space and plug in and get a cup of coffee and learn about Capital One. And I was thinking that when I heard your presentation initially, I thought that was the direction where we were going. But as it turns out, it's going to be a little more exclusive than that, right? With office, with some occasional public events. So, I mean, Drew, maybe there's some way we could, introduce Genevieve to what Capital One has been doing in your property, and maybe incorporate some elements of that could be interesting. I mean, I want someone to take over the space. I want Netflix to be on that corner. I think it would be a great addition to our ANC. I do want, but I am, I would like to, be sure that space does, remain open to, to the community as a retail interactive space that Netflix can program.
Yeah, I'm wondering what unique spaces Netflix could provide for Duke Ellington School for the Arts students. who are aspiring filmmakers.
Right.
Or various parts of the arts community or the Chinatown community or you know, a Chinese film festival or I just
Yeah.
the PUD is a public benefit, which the property still carries that responsibility. And I don't know, the invitation only seems, I don't want to use the word elitist, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here.
I can see why, because they have to limit, how many people can use the space. I can see why they have that.
Clearly.
But I heard might happen.
Right.
And
I think sorry. I think the invitation only maybe came out the incorrect way to what Jen was saying about the example in Hollywood. And Jen, I don't know if you have other events at Netflix has hosted or continues to host, but the comment about like the Duke Ellington School film students, like I think that's a great idea. I don't think anyone within the Netflix organization is saying that aren't the future of what this space can be utilized for in order to have engagement with the community.
I'm just looking for synergies between Netflix's corporate identity and all of the wealth of resources and contents that you're bringing to the city, and what
The local talent.
what the local talent and local needs and local points of connection are.
I can jump in on that one a little bit. So we don't have a space to host those types of events today. So yes, maybe the word invite only may came on a little bit strong and definitely don't want it to feel exclusive, but we do our heavy lean into community endeavors with local film schools here in Los Angeles, or if we're in New York with the local arts community in New York. Especially in Toronto, like we are constantly trying ways to inspire young filmmakers. So that's one big one. The other I can also speak to, like for our animation campus, we are constantly giving tours to inspiring animation artists, animator artists that come in from all parts of the world. So it is by program. We don't have the finalized program as to what's happening in DC. I think right now the local team is very excited to put together that program. But we do, I think it is, just want to come back to, the capacity that we want to be mindful of that. But again, it's not something that we're super tethered to. I think we are still very much open to engage with the community, specifically young filmmakers.
Right. So when is the PUD coming up? When is the hearing?
We have a hearing date next Thursday, the 18th.
It's a public meeting next Thursday afternoon.
Yeah. I'm just like, what is the public trade-off for this? That is what I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get out of here.
How much longer that won't be?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, and we have to pack up. We're literally being asked to leave the lot.
I'm just concerned about, like, I want to see spaces occupied, but there are ways that spaces can be occupied. It can be reassessed. If downtown is in such dire straits, why haven't rents dropped? Right?
I can assure you that H&M and Barnes and Noble are paying a lower rent than the tenants that were there previously.
Right. But I'm like, but these are things that have to be discussed. And I believe, Dennis, you said at the beginning that or when you were speaking, that this was a retail space. This was a part of the PUD was retail.
Well, if I said that, I wasn't sufficiently clear. The PUD provides that the ground floor be limited to It's such an old PUD. It was under the old 1958 regulations, and there's a listing of permitted uses under section 1710 and 1711. 1710 is retail and service. 1711 is arts and arts related. And so any of the uses in those sections are permitted to go in the first floor and the cellar. And I think where I was thinking, I'm just looking at that list. One of those permitted uses is administrative offices of arts organization. And I know this Netflix isn't necessarily an arts organization, but that's sort of the spirit of where we were going with this is offices of an arts and entertainment related organization. So we don't think it's that far afield from what was contemplated when the PUD was originally approved.
And
again, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why do they need ground level space then? Why couldn't they take upper floors?
I think because what Jen was just describing is they're really looking for this unique space. I mean, they certainly, there's a reason they've selected this corner. It's a corner, it's got 20+ foot high ceilings. They want to be able to put, a real activation in the space that can be used for a multiple of purposes, including but not limited to office space, entertaining, not only the Netflix sphere of their clients and their partners, but also folks from outside of the community or inside of the community outside of Netflix as well. And that's what this space presents, is that opportunity.
But here's what I would say. You want an area that's guaranteed for public space by current regulations without offering any concrete plans for keeping it a public space insofar as absolutely possible.
I'm very sorry, but we're out of.
And for that, let me finish. And for that reason, I would personally suggest that we not support this at this time.
I think we need to call a vote and see what Chip's got.
Jenny, do you think you can add a coffee shop and then just maybe leave it open?
No, they need to come back. This would require us to come back and have a greater discussion about this because there has to be a public benefit to this. I'm just not going to release a PUD. This happens all the time, that the public benefit is left go because we're trying to fill a space, and that can't happen. So we need to have a trade-off on public space, on what that means, what the community is going to be a benefit for. So I would like to move that we, as an ANC, currently oppose the removal of the PUD on this space
until
a alternative public benefit is identified.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Roth. All those in favor? So 4 commissioners voting to oppose the PUD.
We're gonna have to table the other two items and adjourn.
At this point, but we would like to continue the conversation and come back and figure out how we can.
We'll be back at the next meeting, and we think this is honestly, once again, a great opportunity for the community, and we'd be ashamed to not see something of this opportunity to land here. So we will be back, and we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, we would certainly agree.
We just have a responsibility here.
Absolutely. No, we hear you. We've
sorry,
got some ideas. We'll bring them back to you.
Netflix Cafe, Drew. Netflix Cafe.
We are out of time, and I'm sorry, we must table the last 2 agenda items. We are being asked to leave the library. So thank you very much, everyone. I apologize to those who did not get to present. We will put you first on the agenda next month. Thank you.
Make a motion, we close.
Move that we adjourn the meeting and second it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, tough call. Tough call.
Yeah, exactly. Not just a walk. Okay, guys.